The fourth element, the compressed surprise brake.
A surprise brake is this. I start the pressure between here and here, and I just increase it. And very gently, I increase it. And sooner or later, sometime before the sun goes down, something's going to happen there. That's going to happen. But I didn't know. I didn't know when. That was a surprise brake. There are three trigger control systems that can be used in marksmanship. One is the open-end surprise brake, which I just showed you. The other is the compressed surprise brake. And the third is the nudge, which we will not discuss in this text because it doesn't fly. But the combat shooter uses the compressed surprise brake. Instead of saying anytime, it went, didn't it? Instead of saying anytime, you say this. You say sometime between now and now. And it's the dial. Maybe take a 5-second stroke, huh? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now, what I'm going to do now, I'm going to take the slack out. Notice you always do that. There's always slack in an automatic trigger, so you take that out and you start there. Now, when the slack is taken out, you start the pressure in such a way that sometime before 5 it's going to go. 1, 2, 3, 4. Didn't make it to 5. But I didn't know when that was going to happen. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4. All of those surprised me. I didn't know the exact instant. Now, when you learn this, you pick up your speed. You say 1, 2, 3. You say 1, 2. You say 1, 2. But every time that was a surprise. I never got on the thing and said, go. If you get on the target and say, go, you've got a real bad problem, and we hope we can save you. Yeah, $1 million flinch. Actually, we don't use the term flinch around here. It implies some things we don't really mean to suggest, but we call it pushing or leaning on the shot. You get out there and you say, there it is, you want to help that round, so you go, ugh! You don't need to help that round. It will take care of itself. You must think of yourself as a carrier deck. You don't jump off the carrier deck, you say, take off. You hold the carrier deck level and the airplane takes off. So in this case, you say, let it happen. Don't force it. Let it happen. And that is a compressed surprise brake. Now, I mentioned that those of you who can't see the front sight will be half of the people who have trouble with this class. The other half will be the people who can't surprise themselves with that brake. And I can say this. Firing in action is a little bit easier than firing on the range, because in action, you know that you have to make it work. So in my own case, and my action record is better than most, I have always made an issue of saying when there's blood out there, either a dangerous animal or a human adversary, is front sight and let it surprise you. You'll be surprised how quick that happens. In other words, you don't say, you're not waiting around. The guy may be shooting at you. Or maybe this lion is coming right at your muzzle, but you say, front sight, let it surprise, like that, and you got him. And all is well. If you get out there and start leaning on him, you've lost the game. But it's easier in the field because you can tell how important it is. And the secret of successful field shooting is to tell yourself on each occasion that this is the only shot in the world that ever mattered. This is the William Tell shot. This is the apple on your son's head. This shot, now. And only thus can you get the proper concentration to put this thing together. Concentration is what marksmanship is. Or you could say concentration and self-control.